So let's just continue the conversation that we were having about the gig solution and the program, the book, the coaching, the methodology, all created by Spunk Burke, my friend and colleague and partner, who I'm back here with right now. We're speaking about one of the probably the most important parts of the program, and that people get or the big question that comes up that this program solves is, how do I find takers for what I have to offer?
Yeah.
You know, how do I find buyers for the solution that your program's Expertise Excavation Workbook, you know, in 30 something pages, showed me how to figure out and you know, fine tune and present. How do I now take that out there into the marketplace and vend solutions, as as we call it, becoming a solution vendor? How does the program solve that problem for me?
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I'm ready to go. I've got my brochure put together. I know what I can do reliably, and I'm ready to knock. And whose door do I knock on? It's a very common question, and it's a real question. And it boils back to what you just mentioned, James, doing a superb job on that excavation workbook in terms of identifying one or two or three different challenges, problems that you can address and provide a solution for reliably. And we can take that solution, and we have methods that have been developed in the contract staffing industry over decades, and gather appropriate intelligence. And if you take anything away from this video, that's the thing right there, is being able to conduct intelligence, to gather intelligence, to tell you where that problem exists and who owns it, who owns that pain. And there are a variety of different methods for doing that I can't describe right now, but that will put you squarely in front of that person who's on fire and needs a solution. And from there on out, it's not a matter of selling. You've done the hard work, and that's identifying the person who's got the pain.
And that actually is probably worth repeating, not glossing over, is when you say that you've done the hard work. Make no mistake, if you are looking to replace a job where you were making 150 or 200 grand or more a year, and the prospects of finding a replacement for that job are slim to none, because that entire job description has essentially been wiped out in the organizational flattening that we're seeing taking place, across a lot of companies and a lot of industries. If you think you're going to just jump into some program and spend a couple of hours and knock it out and run out there and it's going to be a piece of cake, nobody's saying that that's the case. There is work to be done here, and we do. There's a lot of work to be done, and we do that work, hand in hand with you. And that's, our goal is to have nothing but success stories as a result of working, with us here at the Gig Solution. But there is, that excavation workbook is like 30 something pages, and it's real. And when you do that with determination and intelligence and focus, when you come out the other side of that, you have something of tremendous value. And then you move into the next phase. But, that is a key component to this.
Well, it's classic marketing. And what the Expertise Excavation Workbook does is it helps you identify the product that you are selling. Okay, we call it the solution, but that's ostensibly the product that you are selling. And you'll have some sense as to what the value of that product is, so that you can price it accordingly and know what your market's willing to pay for that particular product. Marketing requires identifying who your buyer is, who your prospects are, who's your avatar, who's likely to have this problem. And so in many cases, we're not groundbreaking here. We're just using principles of marketing to help you identify the buyers so that you can go in and present your offer and get back to work.
Right. Well, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video was just that there's, that big question mark. How do I find the companies that are going to want what I have to offer? We have the answers to that in our program.
Not only,
and the process.
not only, if I may interrupt, okay, do we have the answers? If you're still reluctant to do it yourself, to learn how to do this, okay, we can make arrangements to do it for you. We'll find the perfect buyer.
Good
Again,
point.
that's over and above the coaching program, but that's available to you as an option.
Right. But before we can do any of that, it all starts with the solution vendor viability assessment, which is both for us and for you. We need to make a determination whether this is a good fit to work with you. And obviously, you want to see if this is even something that you feel would be within your wheelhouse to even want to take on. That's where it all starts. And you can find that at thegigsolution.com, or there's a link below the video that will take you there. And it's free, take you about 10 minutes. And that's where it starts for everybody. So hopefully some of you find your way there. And Spunk, I'll see you on the next one.
Normally I say goodbye by saying good luck, but actually it's got nothing to do with luck. You're going to need luck to find a job, okay? You're not going to need anything but a methodology that works to find a gig.
Well said. We'll see you next time.